This is Plank Time, and we're going to be talking about the lunar eclipse we're going to have on the 4th of July, 2020, and I'll also be touching on the flag, the biggest American flag in Wisconsin, the biggest American flag in America that ripped in half during a storm on last week, and on Tuesday, and then Thursday and the Friday, there was that lightning strike in Washington, D.C. on the George Washington Monument. And then remember also on that real fast, you remember in 2013 when they announced the new pope, which is the 112th and the final pope, Peter the Roman, in St. Malachi's 112th pope prophecy. Lightning struck the Vatican twice. Remember that in 2013? But let's go into it. I'm going to touch on Matthew 24:7 right now, which we're in right now, and I thought it would actually, this would start after the fall of America, like right after it, which I believe is coming on Halloween, October 31st, 2021. And I believe Dumitru Dunuman tells us exactly what's going to happen. And I'll go into Dumitru real quick at the end, but you guys really need to check out his videos if you haven't. But it's just nation rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there should be famine, pestilence, and earthquake. Well, we got the pestilence now, and earthquake's coming, which I believe the Revelation 12 sign tells us exactly when, and I'll go into that at the end. That'll be March 6, 2021, exactly 1,260 days after the Revelation 12 sign, which was on September 23rd, 2017. So we'll have earthquakes, and I believe it'll be the Cascadia fault line and tsunami. But it could be anything to do with water that overtakes America and devastates it. But I'm going to go with the Cascadia fault line. So that'll give us the earthquakes and then the famines. So we're in Matthew 24:7 right now. Now I'm going to touch on the lunar eclipse on July 4th, 2020. Apparently it's supposed to be on, it begins like late on July 4th and it kind of goes into July 5th, but it still would be, that's on the east coast of America, so it's still, see, the peak would be 12:44 a.m. Eastern time, but it's still, 11:44 in Central Time and 9:44 in California and the Pacific Coast time. So this is another sign, and we know because, well, we don't know, I'm not saying we know, but I'm saying what's happening on 4th of July is there's a bunch of people going out there who want to celebrate, but they're being told they can't because of the pestilence that's going on right now, and the other side saying they're going to go out and protest and burn flags, which is kind of crazy that it's okay to go riot and burn flags, and you can do that without a mask. But if you go out and complain about protest about being out of work or whatever, no, you can't do that. So is that not civil war starting or what? Dumitru Dunuman, the fall of America will begin with internal revolution started by the communists, and when the government's busy with that and occupied by that, Russia, allied with 7 South American countries, will destroy America in 1 hour. And I believe I got the date on that, with the help from the 5 prophecies I talk about. I'll just go over that real fast. I've talked about in other videos. The Book of Revelations, the Bible, but the Book of Revelations. St. Malachi's 112 Pope prophecy. We're on the 112 Pope right now, Peter the Roman, and he's 84, I think, going to be 85 this year. So this is our last Pope. And then Nostradamus, he nailed it. He said in 1999, 7 months will come. Well, out of nowhere will come the great king of terror to bring back with him the great king of the Mongols. Well, that's Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin came to power in July in 1999, 7 months. And then after he came to power, President Xi over in China came to power. And it says to bring back with them the great king of the Mongols. The Mongolians are the Chinese people. He nailed it. And I know a lot of people don't like to follow Nostradamus or something, but he was Jewish. He was born Jewish, and then he was Christian, I believe. So why wouldn't he be able to have it? He was he was born Jewish, and he has Jewish blood, and he, I think, became a Christian, if I'm not mistaken. So he can easily have the prophecy. Dumitru Dunuman did, and he was like an atheist until he saw the angel. So let's go. Okay, now let's go into the largest American flag. This was crazy. This was like on Tuesday. and look how it ripped, like right in the middle. I mean, you couldn't get any more divided than that. And that was when the protests were the biggest that week. And then we had the lightning on I think it was Friday, Thursday late night into Friday morning. It was that lightning. And I mean, check this stuff out. I can't see it. Does that hit it twice? What do you guys think? Alright, let me show you. When it hits the monument. Boom, once, right there. Was that hitting it twice? Or did it, the video does something really weird. I don't know if it hits it twice or not. See right there? And then, what was that? You see that little, it like jumped? But remember, in the Vatican, the day the last Pope, Peter the Roman, they said that he was the new Pope. Two bolts of lightning hit the Vatican. Exactly, and that was a sign. And then we'll go into the four blood moon tetrad that started all this in 2014, 2015. Remember, we had it back in 1493 and then 1494, and that was right after 1492 when Spain kicked the Jews out of there, and that's exactly when America was found. And America's helped Jewish people a lot. If it wasn't for America, the Jewish people would not be back in Israel right now, and Britain too. But so that's an important day for the Jewish people. And then the blood moon again in 4950, right after the rebirth of the independence in 1948. And then after the Six-Day War, when they finally took all of Jerusalem in 1967, 1968 time. And now we had it in 2014, 2015. It's been 6 years, 5 or 6 years. And then let's go into, this is what explains to me, I believe, this has happened on September 23rd, 2017. Go ahead and go over this again with this in mind, thinking about this. It tells you right here, 1,260 days, something's going to happen. And it says, this is after the devil is thrown down to earth, which I believe is exactly 1,260 days after the Revelation 12 time, which was on September 23rd, 2017. And that calculates to 1,260 days, September 23rd, 2017, January, February, March 6th, 2021. And that'll be something right here. The woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle. Well, what country is represented by a great eagle? America. Now, is she metaphorical? Was this never a woman, really? It's just kind of a metaphorical thing about the woman? Yeah, I'm almost sure that's what it is. I guess it could be a woman that gave birth in America on September 23rd, 2017, and the baby died, or the baby, like, disappeared, or it died and they buried the baby and then it disappeared, like how they took Jesus, how God took Jesus. He laid for 3 days, 3.5 days, and then they took him with some kind of blue light. They lifted him up out of the sheet, and they took him with some kind of blue laser advanced light, and then the imprint of him, like a photograph, because of the laser light they took, imprinted on a shredded torrent. That could be something like that, but it's probably metaphorical. And then it says she'll be in a place so that she might fly away to a place prepared for her wilderness, America, but she'd be taken care of for 1,260 days. Then from the mouth of the serpent spewed water like a river to overtake the woman, swept her away in a torrent. But the earth helped the woman, opened its mouth, took it away. So it's going to be water overtaking this place where she's hiding. That's represented by 2 wings of a great eagle, America, and it'll be again 1,260 days later. Please go over this with this in mind, what I just said, and go read this and tell me if I have it wrong. I mean, I think it's clear as day right there. And I believe, again, it could be, I was thinking Yellowstone, but there's no water there. The Madrid fault line, I don't know if there's water there. Hurricane on either the Pacific or East Coast, something to do with water, yes. But the thing I think most would do it would be this Cascadia fault line. I mean, look at this right here. You got, this is what happens. It comes up through here, and it's a big, this is where it slips. One slips over another, just like it did in 2011 in, Japan. Right here, remember, here's the Ring of Fire. This is the most, active area, and this is what happened right there in, Japan. In 2011, it devastated, and that tsunami just came in, killed so many people, because this is turning. It either turns clockwise or counterclockwise, and it's all building up here because we've had earthquakes like crazy over here. but this one hadn't gone yet. The Cascadia had not gone yet, so there's so much pressure building up on that. And then I watched a bunch of documentaries on it, and they said it's way overdue. It's like overdue by hundreds of thousands of years, because it goes like every 750,000 years, and they can see it, and it hasn't gone in like double that or something crazy. So it'll slip here, and then it'll hit up here, and water will flow towards Japan, and then fly towards here, America. And it comes, I think, 45 minutes after it hits this, but that's no time to get away. Look at the area it covers. It's Oregon State, or Washington State, Oregon, and Northern California. Now imagine if this tsunami hits, this is how deep it'll go in, right here, the lines. Now imagine if it slips, the whole thing slips here, and you have water overtaken all the way into here. That's millions of people dead within the first day, and then the first week or month, probably millions more. And just think what's going on right now. We're going to have the pestilence is happening right now. It'll probably mutate, maybe get worse next year. We're going to have the internal revolution started by the communists, which exactly what Dumitru Dunuman said. The fall of America will begin with an internal revolution started by the communists. The government will be busy with them, and Russia will just, he didn't even know who Vladimir Putin was. He died before Vladimir Putin even came to power. So, and when he was saying this, Russia had collapsed in '91, and they were weak as can be. All their satellite states went away, and they were so weak. And when Dumitru Dunuman started making this prophecy, it was in 1984 is when he got the prophecy. That's the year Reagan won 49 out of 50 states. We were so united as a country in the 80s, early 90s. And Russia was collapsed in the early 90s, and Dumitru Dunuman still preached it. So if he was making stuff up, he would change it, like, oh, I better do. No, he preached that stuff. He saw the angel he saw on that rock in front of his house, no doubt about it. He's one of the 5 prophecies I just talked about to you guys. The Book of Revelations, St. Malachi's 112 Pope prophecy, Notre Dame, Our Lady of Fatima, third secret. Her third secret talks about the Pope being 2 popes, because the Pope sees himself in the mirror, so that means 2 popes. We haven't had 2 popes in 600 years, and we have them now. Just all this stuff just happens to be happening right now. And they come in, Italy's destroyed, not nuclear destroyed, just destroyed, and they bring him up a hill, and he's praying over people, and they bring him up to the top of the hill, and it's across there, and they kill him. Probably both popes are killed, because they're both there. And then Dumitru Dunuman, that's 5 prophecy sources with many different prophecies to them, all happening right now. And there's no way that anybody could have planned this, you know. The Book of Revelations from 2,000 years ago, St. Malachi's 112 Pope prophecies from 1100s, and then they rediscovered them in the 1500s and published them. Notre Dame is in 1555, he published his. Our Lady of Fatima was 1917, it was 3 little kids, and then they said there would be a sign in October, what was it, October, there's a day, it was October something, it was the same day every month of 1917, and they went there and they saw there was thousands of people there, and they saw the sun do all kinds of crazy stuff. And then Dumitru Dunuman, he said this when we were most at peace, most united, and Russia was collapsed, and he preached this, and now it's all happening. The 4 blood moons, the eclipses we had, the one in 2017, then we got one in 2024 when America's will be gone by then. The Revelation 12 sign. We got the blood moon on Friday. We got the ripping of the flag. We got the monuments getting hit. We got the Vatican getting hit right when the last pope gets in there. And you got to admit, this pope we have right now is not like any other pope. It's the first Jesuit pope. He does things differently. So this is so I believe on March 6, 2021, 1,260 days from the Revelation 12 sign, it will be the Cascadia fault line or something with water, and we'll be devastated with, again, the pestilence we'll be fighting, and then there'll be the internal revolution. And the only way that we'll really have internal revolution is if Donald Trump wins, and he's written about in prophecy by Notre Dame. There's like 4 prophecies from him, and one of them is really scary. I'm not going to go into this video because I don't want to be too long, but he actually mentions them, and he saw Donald Trump's face, because he talked about his face being red. This Trump, he mentions Trump and his face being red, and it's just wild. And then he predicted both Putin, exact month and year he'd come to power, President Xi, and then he talked about communism collapsing and then coming back stronger in a different form. So these prophecies all nail it right now. Again, that'll happen on March 6th, 2021. And then on Halloween, October 31st, 2021, Russia, Putin's Russia, allied with 7 South American countries, Cuba, or Mexico, Cuba, 3 in South America, and 2 more Dumitru Dunuman couldn't remember. Now we know one's clearly Venezuela. That was one he couldn't remember, but that has to be that, because look what's going on. And then one other one, allied with them, is going to destroy America in 1 hour. And he can do that. He's got the Satan II nuclear warheads. 1 nuclear bomb can take out a landmass the size of Texas. So they're planning it. This is being planned. Everyone's talking about China now and getting worried. No, it's Russia. Russia's going to do that. And then Russia's going to have to deal with China afterwards, but we'll be gone. And me, myself, I've known this is going to happen. I've been talking about it since 2016 before Donald Trump got elected because of these prophecies. Not because of me. I don't know any of this. I haven't gotten any prophecies, but I've interpreted these prophecies. And so 2016, I started making videos in 2017, and I started working it out more. I started finding more stuff out. 2017, 2018, I had it pretty much down in 2018-ish, exactly what's going to happen, the dates and everything. And then the 2 witnesses show up after that, 1,260 days after the fall of America on Halloween, October 31st, 2021. They come in, I think it's April 13th, 2025. That'll be that's Passover. And I found this out, and I had this date, and then I found out that the 2 witnesses are supposed to show up on Passover. I said, oh, you gotta be kidding me. I had this date, and then I found out that they're supposed to show up on Passover, and I had the date of Passover. That was crazy. And then 1,260 days after that, that's when the 2 witnesses are killed. They lay there for 3.5 days. They're killed, I believe, on September 23rd, 2028. They rise on September 27th, 2028. And everyone sees them rise, and they go up to heaven. And then 3 days later, I believe it'll be September 30th, 2028. That's when Jesus returns. And so I'm in America now. I've known about this since 2016, 2017. I guess I could have got out. I kept talking about what I kept talking about getting out to would be New Zealand. New Zealand, New Zealand, New Zealand, New Zealand. They had the good weather. They're kind of over there. That was the only plan. If I ever got out, I would go there. But I didn't, and now we got the pestilence coming, and now you can't even get out or go there because that's the only place. And I found out this week that New Zealand is the only place that doesn't have the pestilence going on. They got rid of it, and they don't let anybody people in. So I'm not a date setter, but I'm telling you these are the dates from the Revelation 12 sign and other out of these 5 prophecies. What's going to happen? I'm not telling you to go do anything. I'm not telling you to leave the country, do this, do that, do whatever you want. But I'm saying I even stayed here. Even knowing this was happening, I stayed here. Because I was worried if I did get out, and how could I get a visa to work there? And then after America's destroyed, would they get worried and would they turn me into the Russians? Would they be scared and have to turn me in because I'm an American? Or even if I was living there, do I have to put the chip in my right hand or forehead to buy or sell, to have food or whatever? And I didn't want to deal with that. I don't want to. There's no way you're putting a chip in my hand. So you'd be, they'd have to take me out before they did that. And there's no way the chip's going in my hand. But so I don't want to even deal with that. So you know what? I'm fine with it. I'm here. I know the day it's gonna happen. So we'll find out. To find out, how quick it's gonna go by. So on March 6th, 2021. I did have it May 30th, 2021 because I thought the Revelation 12 sign was on 2 dates, was on September 23rd, 2017, and on December, and then the other part was on December 11th, 2017. That's way, way early videos. I wasn't sure. I was saying it could be on either day, but now more information I know, I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive this Revelation 12, 1 through all this happened on September 23rd, 2017. So it is 1,206 days, which is March 6, 2021. So look for that. Look for water, especially if it's a Cascadia fault line. Something to do with water on that day to devastate us. Then if you come back and you watch this video and that happens on that day, then chances are the prophecy is going to be right on Halloween, October 31st, 2021. And it's a perfect day for it to happen too. Pagan, it's the biggest pagan holiday of the year. It's starting out like Christmas is the biggest holiday in America, but Halloween is getting so big that one day if we weren't going to get blown up here, it would probably overtake it, which is the pagan holiday overtaking the Christian holiday, which is scary. And in Russia, they don't even celebrate it. Like 3% of people in Russia, I just found this out. Only 3% of people in Russia celebrate that because they got the Orthodox church there, and it's a pagan holiday. But it would be so fitting that you got all these kids, all this horrible stuff going on, and then some kids and adults dressed up as devils and witches and all this stuff going out in the night, walking around in their costumes of all this vampires and stuff, and that's like almost like they're doing a ceremony, kind of ceremony thing, and that's when Russia nukes us on that biggest pagan holiday of the year. Now, if it's the day before or day after, on both the earthquake, tsunami, and this, there you go. I mean, if it was a couple months out, maybe I got the dates wrong or whatever, but if I'm on America being destroyed. Now, two reasons I do these videos I wanted to say. One is, I'm hoping, I don't know if these videos I'm doing on YouTube are on servers outside of America, probably not, but I don't know if you live outside of America, like New Zealand or Australia or anywhere, and you believe in this stuff, and you like these videos, please, record them, put them on a thumb drive, and save them. And then video record it, put it like here, and go record the dates I made the videos so people can see them and say, look, you made the videos here. Unless I'm a super hacker that works for China or Russia or America, and I can hack in and change the dates, which I can't do anything really on a computer. So unless I'm a super hacker, and then show, go, okay, you made this video, here's the date, and then show the video, and then record it, and then put it on thumb drive. And then if I am right about the Cascadia fault line, and then I am right about America burning, or America being destroyed on those dates, then start showing it as much as you can, as fast as you can, because they're going to start breaking down. They're going to start going after people. They're going to be looking for Americans after they destroy America. They're going to force Germany and Britain and France and all these countries to give up their Americans. Anybody, Russia's going to do that. So try and and then your chip's going to be coming in. So if that stuff happens and I'm gone and you guys are watching these videos and we're in 2022, 2023, then if the prophecy is right about this, then they're going to be right about the two witnesses coming and Jesus' return. So that's my video. This has been Plank Time. Have a good one.